Hello, Onward playing friends. My name is Cubit. Today we're taking another look at the new maps for Onward on the Quest. We've got a bunch of new winter-themed maps to look at, as well as a couple of updates. So there's actually a bunch of maps that just got updates on here, and we'll just take a look at some of them. We will start with my favorite one from the previous round, which is Arctic, which has had some updates. Okay, we're just going to pick our MP5. This is the layout of Arctic. The layout itself hasn't changed much, but we've got a bunch of new features, particularly when it comes to the interiors. So we're just going to jump in and have a look at the nicely cleaned up version of Arctic. Alright, we got our Rainbow Six set up here. And first thing we'll have a look at is the interior here. So now we've got stuff. We've got lights where the light sources are, so they don't look like weird glowing squares on the walls. Yeah, it looks really nice in here now. The textures on the boxes are all good. You've got enough stuff in here. Yeah, a little bit of low cover, a little bit of high cover. It's all looking good. We even got like nice shading on the baked shadows on this palette. So yeah, it looks really nice. We're just going to run around the back here for a bit. One change that I'm not a huge fan of is the new textures on these shipping containers. I'm just going to try and not get shot here. As you can see, it's meant to be like a frosted metal, but to me it looks a bit like moldy bread. I'm not sure. I think it's because like you can't get the resolution really high enough. Like this is supposed to be a massive resolution to have that sharp sort of frosty crystal look. The texture itself isn't that low resolution. Like the A here still holds up. It doesn't look too jaggy, but I don't know. I think I preferred the cleaner textures of the previous version. Like that one over there, it looks moldy. I don't know. But whereas all these things, you see, it looks much sharper when it doesn't have so much to do. So yeah, that's a change. But yeah, the interior's having nice strong lighting. Like that light source art looks great. This is a good looking map. Going to sneak down here. Yeah, I like that capping on this wall. I think it'll look a bit nicer. If not like a physical capping, then just like a little sort of roundish snow capping. Just going to keep running through. This already looked fine in here. Got a little bit of a coloured light. Just going to make sure they're not hanging around this truck. No, that's all good. Yeah, they got the frost on the doors as well. Maybe it's okay on the doors, but on the shipping containers, I think it looks a bit nicer when it was clean. When it was a clean texture. Just gonna run through here. So the interiors, yeah, have all seen updates. So in here we've got another light fixture and all that sort of stuff. We can now sneak behind these petrol tanks as well, which is pretty cool. I think this coping got rounded off in this version as well. It's got an extra poly layer to it. And the shape might be a bit rounder too. We're just going to keep circling around them and we're going to clean them all up. It'll be fine. MP5 is not the most powerful gun, so it's a little more challenging. Takes a few more bullets than the M16 does, that's for sure. 2 left. Ooh, where did they go? We might as well use the last mag on these last 2 guys. There's one. There we go. So yeah, that's one change I don't like, but everything else is fantastic. This is a very strong map. And that's an artistic decision that, we can agree to disagree on that one. So let's jump out and have a look at another map. We've got a day version and a night version. We'll jump into the night version, because this is the visually spectacular version. And we will pick a big gun, because this is a big map. We'll turn that up to 16. Yeah, this is a big map. That's a base, like you've got a lot of little huts around the outside here. some interesting stuff through the center, and these very large iceberg bits. Let's have a look. First thing you may notice is the skybox is fairly impressive. This is on the Quest 2, by the way. So we've got, it must be an animated skybox, or is it, I don't know if it's moving objects or what, maybe it's just an animated skybox. But we've also got particle generators out here on all these chimneys, and they actually kick in at quite a distance. Got a little bit of lighting going on. Yeah, and you got your global snow effects as well, and it's quite a good one. Like, they come and go, they hit the ground, yeah, it's pretty good. There is one map which has better snowfall, which we will have a look at as well. But we're just going to run around, and I just want to show you the party trick of this map. So it's a big map with a relatively flat layer through it. It's quite spaced out. And let's have a look here. Yeah. I'm just going to keep moving here because there's a pretty cool couple of features here. So firstly, we can walk up some of these hills. Also, there's a Stargate. Did I mention that? There's a Stargate in this level. Not functioning. I don't know I can't work out the key for it, but yeah. We can also cross these ladders, which is, I think in PvP, if you caught someone crossing one of these ladders, it would be hilarious. Because falling that far will kill you. And you can get up on these icebergs, and you'll actually see, we'll go over to another area over here. Going to hop down off of here because if I walk off the edge I'll die. Just hop down, and then we're good. Something I like about this map as well is even though it's got these massive wall textures, which would be pushing it in terms of texture resolution on the Quest, it appears to have some decals applied to it, which break up the texture quite nicely. Like, these are quite cleverly handled textures. Yeah, it's pretty good. We've got another base over there with a satellite dish and a couple more huts and a flag which actually waves in the wind. You've got ammo dumps scattered around. We've got our Stargate. Whoa! Yeah, I was not paying attention. Oh no, I failed. Ugh. Yeah. Alright, that'll do. We're just going to go up here. As you can see, some of these ladders go really high. And you can walk all over these items. So at first glance, if you look at the map and think, oh, I can only move around the lowland sections. One thing about the AI in this game is it can see forever. And as soon as you get to experience, they can shoot you really well from a distance as well. It's a real pain in the butt. Okay, so yeah, now we've got a bit more 3D, so you've got some step ups. We can actually cross over all of these ladders. And like you can see, like, ooh, hey boys. Yeah, you can cross over all these ladders. And if you slip off the side, you're dead. And if someone shoots at you when you're on there, you're dead. It's pretty funny. Yeah, and you can cross over all of these ladders all the way over to the big rock, and you can get up the top of the big rock. We'll do that. Let's go across onto the big rock, and I'll show you how far you can see on this map. It is a big map. Across we go. Ooh, nice and easy. Yeah. And it's a beautiful map. I'd like it if there was more like crunchy snow footstep sounds. We got another base over here with a large hangar. I think this is where a control point goes. So it's set up for PvP game modes, and it's rather interesting. Yeah, for PvP. Ooh, nearly fell off. That would have been bad. And then I think this is the highest one. Well, if you've got vertigo, we're just gonna fly across here. And now we're on this big hill, and you can work your way up all the way up to the top. Doing a bit of mountain climbing. Oop, don't fall off there. Yeah, that's bad for you. There we go. And you can see the entire map from up here. So we got a couple of enemies way over there. We got 1, 2 over there. Yeah, that's dry. Let's switch to single fire. Ooh, damn, he's hitting me. Oh no! Ah, ridiculous. The AI is ridiculous. But that is Ice, the night version of Ice. And it's a pretty cool map. Yeah. So you can see more clearly the layout here in the day version. Okay. So bug number 1 is there seems to be a draw distance error on the skybox because you can see all 4 corners and they kick in at different distances depending on where you are on the map. So that indicates to me that we're in one corner of the map, so we're not seeing the 2 corners behind me bugging out. And the closer you go that way, the smaller that box will become. What else was there? There was one other bug around here. We're going to go have a look. It's yeah, it's a pretty cool map. It's the day version. Yeah, see there's that corner getting a bit smaller as we get closer to it. Considering how low poly it is, I think the texture work and the geometry is handled quite nicely. And we're just going to hop down here. But yeah, we're up on a big old iceberg. Yeah, that's annoying. Now, it was really easy to see at night. When you got night vision on the night map, there's just a missing triangle here on this rock covered with snow, this little snowdrift. And if you're the map maker, Koiz or whatever your name is, Koiz, down the hill, right there, look at this hole. Unacceptable. There is a more serious bug though in this map, which we will find just around this corner as well. I wanted to see if it went anywhere. There's a little cave and you do get stuck in it. And you cannot go through and you cannot get out. So we'll just sneak it under here. The way the lighting is baked in this map is quite nice. There's a little bit of softness to it. And it's not a fog. I think it might be a way that the lighting is done, where it sort of gets a bit of a bloom in these areas. I don't think it's a fog because it doesn't get any thicker, but there's a nice little sort of glow to it, little reflection, which must be from the light baking phase of things. So this is a cave that you can walk into, but you cannot walk out of. It's a Chinese finger trap for people, if you will. So this is a problem, and if we crouch, we can't fit through. And maybe if we prone, we're gonna get down on the ground. Okay, you can no. So we can't even get out if we can't even prone our way out of the hole. We are very much stuck in here. All right, put that away. See, yeah, we can't get past this corner, and it's weird that it was a one-way trap. I think it's because this is comes into the slight angle, and it must bug out the player interaction one way. But yeah, we're completely stuck in here, and the only way out is unfortunate. There we go. Man, I have no butt. Confined is something we have to look at as well. I think this map's been around for a while, and more people need to be playing this map in co-op against the AI, because it is very good. We will have a very quick look at this. And the trick with this one is, we've got like a 3D map as well. It's pretty cool, you get the works with this map. We'll have a look at it here. So it's a very tight map. You start in a prison cell. I think most of the time you start in the cells. I'm not sure if it's all the time. And basically, it's such a tight, confined map, that if you screw up your silent kills, Like it plays out a lot like a Rainbow Six game, like the old Rogue Spear Rainbow Six PC games from like 1990s, 2000 era, where if you go around silenced and pick them all off one by one, it's easy but requires a lot of planning, and the moment you screw up when you're on high difficulty with a larger number of enemies, you have to think very quickly to survive, because they will be on you. There's actually 2 layers to this map. Okay, we screwed up. We're going to run. So it's a very tight map. I'm just going to keep running here, because there's 2 layers to this map. There's an upstairs, which is like a stony maze. I think like this could do with a bit of texture work to break things up a bit, to make it make more sense. But you will have to rely on hearing footsteps. And now that they've fired a weapon, the guys will be moving up this way, so they're going to start closing in on me. No one coming up there, but they will start to close in on that point. You can actually see through the floor at various points as well. Whoa. Again, there's like 16 of them. And if there were better shots, I'd be very dead by now. Whoa! Alright, we gotta get out of here. Oh no! This is going badly. Oh, I was not paying attention. But yeah, that was just a quick run through. Normally I'd play much more methodically. But as you can see, we've got our little... this map must show the upper story, and this must show the lower story. So this is an interesting way of getting around the map being flat. So we've got our upper story map here. So that's the 2 staircases in the corners of the map, and you've also got a couple of other entry points, and then you've got your windows which see through the floor. And then that looks down onto this map, which is where you start up here at these cells, and then you have to try and move your way around. Usually I try and work my way around the outside of most maps. But here it can get a little bit hectic. We've got this library here, which is a really cool, like, larger space to play. Yeah, you got your long dining room with like 4 entrances. It's very hard to, like, if you back yourself into this corner, they can grenade the shit out of you. Yeah, it's a really interesting little setup, and we've got this beautiful 3D map to look at, and everything is there, all the major like elements. Yeah, it's a really cool map, and yeah, I think it's one of those maps where the AI's infinite sightlines at maps like Downfall or even Ice can be like a massive bias against you, because they can shoot you from across the map, no worries. Whereas here, because of the short sightlines, it's much more imperceptible that they are freaks at long range. So it's a bit more, the AI is more believable on this map than most other maps. And it's also super brutal because it can flank in on you super hard and grenade you. So I think like when you've got a full team, or if you're playing like 2-person co-op, or even like just doing single player terrorist hunt against like experienced, like 16 experienced ones, is a proper challenge. And it's a fair challenge, much fairer than on maps like Downfall. So it's a very good map, and more people need to be playing it. And it's got that beautiful sort of Spec Ops flavor to it. It's less of a mil sim and more of a Spec Ops sim, like the old Rainbow Six games. So that's Confined. It's a cool map, and everyone should download it and be playing it with me right now. Okay. Boop. Okay, we'll pick a M16, and we'll put like 16 enemies on Rookie. This is Ash in the Snow. That's the map doesn't really show you much of what's going on. It's got quite a bit of hilly terrain. Some of these buildings are 5-6 stories tall, and you can get on the roof of them. This overpass is elevated. Yeah, you'll see. There's a lot going on this map. It's quite a large map. What are we doing here? I've spawned inside a building that is pitch black. Okay, now everything's green and grey. Oh, here's the way out. Alright, I would make this map a little bit lighter. Oh my god, there's a downstairs too. Look at that, I cannot even see that on my... I can see through the floor though. Is there something down there? Can I go down? Oh, I can. Oh, this is too dark, man. Like, you gotta lighten your level up or something. And then outside, it's okay. So there's like a lack of like baked lighting in the dark areas. Like, this isn't how dark a building is with windows in it, you know? Whoa, someone's been on the throne tool. Yep, I guess this is just a rough first go, and the textures will be mapped properly later instead of being stretched. We've got a fog in this map, which actually makes it really hard to see the AI, but of course they have no problem seeing you. And then a lot of brick texture. Brick walls, brick buildings. If I were to do another art pass, I would maybe change some of these walls to like a colorbond steel or timber look. This is a weird hood. Wow, I got him right in the face and it didn't work on that first burst. Alright, so they're going to be closing in on me from all over the map at this point. But we will go down here. And in addition to all these buildings that you can go all over, there's also a tunnel system. Oh, and the AI uses it. There you go. So we will just sneak through the tunnel here. Some funky lighting in these tunnels. There's a building sticking through the ceiling. Buildings, by the way, are not built with bricks on the bottom. They're built on concrete slabs. Some cars in the snow and some more funky lighting. Whoa. When the fog kicks in, yo, that's clipping. You got Zed fighting there. Oh, the fog in your periphery, like, sort of comes in, yeah, weirdly. We got a very large crashed plane model with very low poly wheels. We got something over here as well. It's Santa Claus. And he's not looking too good. Hey, Santy. Okay, that's gruesome. That looks like Christmas lights all over his face. Like some sort of Christmas Hellraiser special. You do you. You do you. Yeah, as you can see, it's actually quite a large level. With quite a bit of verticality. We've got an overpass over there with cars on it that I guess would be fun in PvP. Okay, now I got good visibility of this map. More airplane, more tunnel exits. Weird snow texture on this plane that's been stretched to hell. A lot of brick. See what I mean about breaking it up? Like, you got to change some of this brick to something. I think the walls could not be brick. Or like a grey, like make them use some cinder block if you want to have everything brick. Make them cinder block walls. Or make the bottom half of the building cinder block, that'd be great. I got some helicopters, some assets that have been dropped in here. Yeah, I mean, I thought the Hummers would be a bit more like jaunty on the road. Ooh. Oh. That tire don't look so good. I think this is some sort of weird LODing. They've used a low LOD model and need to straighten that up a little bit, I think. Yeah, that doesn't look right, mate. A lot of samey buildings. Not really seeing anyone. Okay, we found them all now. Whoa. Oh, one fired up from below. It looks like he's coming from above. It's weird. Okay, I do not know where he is. Oh god, there they are. Down to 5. One was definitely shooting at me from below? One left. There we go. So yeah, I think with a bit of work, it's a little bit busy at the moment and needs a little bit of texture variation and a cleanup, but that's okay. It runs well. So first step to getting a quest map